I have spent the last 12 years of my life working on getting basketball players of all ages and levels faster, stronger, quicker, and improving their athleticism. You guys and your basketball coaches and skills instructors have worked on doing the same thing from a skill standpoint. You've worked on your handle, you've worked on your shot, your passing, your defending. But if you take the athleticism and you take the basketball skill component, you will never, ever reach your potential as a player if you don't also have the mental portion, the mental toughness. Now, most of you have probably been taught that mental toughness is your ability to withstand and tolerate physical discomfort. Most of you have probably been taught by a coach, if you can sit and do a wall sit for 5 minutes with a sandbag on your head, that's going to make you mentally tough. Or I'm going to line you up here and we're going to run 20 suicides in 10 minutes, and that's going to make you mentally tough. And I would argue that that's only a small fraction of what mental toughness is. Here's exactly what mental toughness is. And if you can find the key to unlocking this, it can take you from being a very average player to being a very good player. From being a very good player to being a great player. And this is what the great players, the MJs and the Kobes, this is what makes them so special. And that's the ability to play present. You need to, when you play present, it means a couple things. One, it means you are only focused on the play that is right in front of you. That's the only play you can affect, and that's the only play that matters. Now, as obvious as that sounds, many of you play in the past or you play in the future. And if you want to maximize your ability, the only way you can do that is if you play present. Now, if you're driving into the basket and you throw him a pass and he misses it and it goes out of bounds and ruined your assist, you spend the next 8 seconds pissed at him because he dropped the ball. He spends the next 8 seconds mad at himself because he dropped the ball and didn't make a layup. For those 8 seconds, you guys are not at your best. You guys are living in the past and you're not playing present. I have never in my life met a basketball player of any age who's driven to the basket and missed a layup and not thought they got fouled. It doesn't matter if anyone was within 10 feet of you, you think you got fouled. So if the ref didn't call it and you think it's a foul, for the next 10 to 12 seconds, you're mad at the ref because they didn't call that. You can't believe you missed it. For those next 8 to 10 seconds, you're not at your best. Although you guys don't realize it when you're playing, and remember, I'm not that old. I'm not that far removed from sitting where you guys are sitting. You're in the game and you're running down the court and you're thinking thoughts like, I hope I get the ball because I need to shoot. Man, I can't believe he shot the last 4 times he's got the ball. Or some of you are thinking the exact opposite. Oh my God, I hope they don't give me the ball because I don't want the ball. Oh my God, there's a lot of people here watching right now and this defender has been on me like a cheap suit. Oh my God, I hope I don't get the ball. You're thinking everything except for the play right in front of you. Some of you, it's the first quarter of the game, and you're looking up at the score clock, and you're thinking, man, I sure hope we win this game. We need to win this game. It's the first quarter, and if you're worried about whether you win or lose, now you're in the future. Now you're not present. The only way that you can maximize your ability, athletically and skill-wise, is if you stay 100% in the present. And you have to be able to focus on the process. That's the most important part. You can't be worried about the whole big picture all the time. You need to worry about exactly what is your responsibility at this moment. If you happen to be the 5-man at DeMatha, your only responsibility when we get the ball is to run rim to rim as fast as you can. Nothing else in the world matters. You're not worried about whether you get the ball. You're not worried about how much time and score is left. All you care about is running from rim to rim as fast as you possibly can. And if you're our wing, you're worried about doing the same thing and running the wing. And if you don't get the ball, then you're going to cross underneath the basket and pop out on the other side. That's the only thing that you're thinking about. If you're thinking about, I don't know why I need to run hard, they're not going to pass it into me anyway, then you're not present. You have to make sure that you focus on the process. Now, the last part of play present is you have to focus on what you have 100% control over. There are 2 things primarily that each of you has 100% control over. What do you think they are?
Yourself.
Yes, but in what way? I'll help you. You have 100% control over your effort at all times. 100% control over your effort. You either make the choice to go hard on a play, or you make the choice to not go hard. You make the choice to only cut at 50%. That's a choice. You have the choice of how hard you decide to play every single play during a basketball game. You also have 100% control over your thoughts and your attitude. You control that. When you decide to yell at the ref because they didn't call a foul, that's your decision. That's your choice. If you guys can learn how to put all of your focus on your effort and on your attitude, then you will be playing present. Problem is, most of the time, and remember, when I say you guys, I'm not talking about you literally sitting in front of me. I'm talking about all of youth basketball and high school basketball, and even to some degrees at the college level. Here's what you guys are thinking about. You're worried about your teammates. You're worried about your coach who's yelling at you. You're worried about your mom and dad because they're in the stands. You're worried about the fans. You're worried about the cheerleaders. You're worried about the refs. You're worried about everything in the game that you have zero control over. You're taking all of your time and energy and putting it into things that you have no control over instead of putting them on the two things that you have control over. And I'm telling you this, as sure as I'm standing here, if you can learn how to focus on the two things that you have 100% control over, you will maximize your athletic ability, you will maximize your skills, and you will be the best player that you can.